This is video number 25. It's our last video together, and I thought I would end with how to stay motivated. Remember when we started this journey, I asked you to contemplate the idea of writing 1,000 articles in 1 year. I want to tell you that this is a very doable goal. You should know that in the beginning, article marketers find that they make on average $5 a month per article. So if by the end of the year you've written 1,000 articles, you should easily be making $5,000 a month, year in and month in and month out, without doing any extra work. But of course, you'll be writing an extra 90 or so articles every month, and so you'll be constantly adding to that income. But you should know that expert authors, people who really nail article marketing, tend to make even more than that, and some make up to $20 per month per each article. Don't give up after a few days. Articles take time to write, then they take time to submit, because you're not just submitting to one site, you're submitting to many. Articles take time to be reviewed by the article directory editors, and then they take time to get indexed. I don't think I've had any chance to tell you this up till now, but you'll see your article pop up in the search engines right away, and then you might see it disappear for 2 or 3 days. Don't worry about that, because it's kind of doing the Google shuffle. After 2 or 3 days, it will come back, and that'll be kind of the sweet spot, the place where your article will tend to stick. Articles are not pay-per-click. A typical pay-per-click campaign can get started in the morning, and if it's successful, the person will be seeing revenues coming in that afternoon. Articles really take 2 or 3 weeks from the time you get started to the time where you start seeing sales. Now, on a lot of forums that I hang out in, people say, I've written a lot of articles and I'm not making any money. And one of my questions to them is, what's a lot of articles? And they'll say, well, I wrote 5 last week. And I'll say, that's not a lot of articles. Because, if it takes you an hour to write an article, spending 5 hours does seem like a lot of time. But writing a lot of articles means writing a lot of articles. That's why I gave you the 1,000 article challenge. I want you to think big about article marketing. You will get quicker with your articles. That's why the first month I say spend an hour and write 1 article a day. In the second month, spend that hour writing 2 articles. And then in the third month and on, you should be able to write 3 articles an hour. Writing is like anything. The more practice you do, the better you'll get at it. So continue to write articles and you will get quicker. I want to tell you the story about something that happened to me this weekend. I had to take my car in to get the oil changed. And I don't know anything about cars, and I know even less than that about car maintenance. And what I know is that about every 3 months I need to get my oil changed. And then the mechanics tell me everything that's wrong, and I have to spend a lot more than I thought I would. Well, I went in and expected to pay $40 for an oil change and spend about half an hour there. And I drive in, and the first thing the mechanic says is, you've got 70,000 miles on your car. You need a timing belt change. And I thought, okay. And he said, this is going to take most of the afternoon. And I was like, darn. And I didn't have anybody to pick me up, so I was stuck there. And I went into the waiting room, and I noticed that the only thing they had to read was Car and Driver magazine. Now, like I said, I don't know anything about cars, and I don't care much about them, and Car and Driver magazine is not very exciting. So a couple minutes later, he comes back in and he says, we've opened up the hood of your car and you need new spark plugs. And that's going to be another, whatever money. And he said, I want you to know that we have Wi-Fi here if you want to use the computer. So I opened up my computer, and I had a niche that I was thinking about getting into, and I'd already bought the domain name. And I had found an affiliate program that paid $19 for a sign up. Now this is a great CPA offer. It's in the debt relief niche, and all the person has to do is fill out a form that has 6 questions on it, and then I get paid the $19. They don't even have to buy anything. And so this is something that I had identified that I wanted to get into, but I hadn't had time to get into it yet. And so I sat there, and in the 4.5 hours that I was waiting for my car to be done, I wrote 18 articles. And remember, this is time that I would have spent being very bored reading Car and Driver magazine. This is not time that I had set aside to work. Well, the mechanic came back with a bill of $1,000. And, you know, that takes a big hit out of your pocketbook. But I figure that the 18 articles I wrote at $19 a pop mean that I basically, each article has to sell to make 3 sales in order for me to make the money back that I spent on that car. And so I encourage you to find time to do article marketing, because it's very lucrative. I only have to make 50 sales on that affiliate program to pay for my entire car, and that's 4.5 hours of my life that would have otherwise been wasted. So article marketing is a great way to make a living. It's a great way to spend spare time, and it's a really great way to get into internet marketing so that you have the money to spend on other kinds of marketing tools like pay-per-click. If you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of money to get started, article marketing is a great way to get started. And many people find that even once they have the money to spend on internet marketing, they stick with with article marketing because they have so much fun doing it. So that basically wraps up the Article Marketing Mastery series. I appreciate that you stuck with me through this course, and I hope that you've learned about how to generate traffic to your websites using article marketing. Thanks again.